Alright, hey, what's going on everybody? So I know that, okay, let me just first say, I know this is not an actual shooting video, but from the thumbnail you know what it's about. It is about the bump stock, and I know I said I put in the comments of the other one that I would be making my own. I have made my own, just downside my printers wanting to have feeding issues with the filament, and I have tried so many different things, but I think I know what it is now. Anyways, it's just not printing out properly right now. The design is actually very, very simple. It's kind of like the other one, just made to work. So if anybody has actually gone out and find the designs for the old one, or the first one that I did the video on, you'll notice that it has a bar that clamps onto the underside of the buffer tube, which you would use to so that when you slide it, you don't slide it all the way off or whatever. It's actually kind of pointless, and if you do not edit the STL to where that is either completely gone or to the right side, or not side, but to the right size, it actually is the perfect amount to fill that entire underside of the buffer tube, and it won't move. It'll lock on there. It will be a solid stock. So you have to either break it off or edit the STL to where it's just not going to interfere with anything. I edited the STL in mine to where it's not interfering with anything, and I also had to shorten the stock a little bit because it was just way too long. Like, it comes in 3 parts. You print the stock, you print the grip, and then you print the grip plug that you then they all go into each other. The actual stock part was like abnormally way too long, and so I was able to cut it in half in a way. I was able to cut the back end of the stock in half and cut down on maybe 2.5 inches. I saved myself in just overall size. It was actually kind of annoying by how much stuff you had to edit to make that stock work. But this one I have made right here, I believe I have made it to where it will work, be able to be printed out on almost any printer. It's almost about the same size as a MOE stock, if not a little bit, longer, so that whenever you're using it, you don't punch yourself with the end of a buffer tube. So there will be a link down in the description I'll put it on Thingiverse. I don't know how long it'll stay there, but I'll put it on Thingiverse. I will put it on GrabCAD, like I said I would, and I will put a link, or I'll put it on my Patreon. But since it's obviously you don't have to pay anything for it, if you go to my Patreon and you feel like you want to support me for it, then you can do that. But it'll obviously be up on Thingiverse and GrabCAD, where you can just get it if you want it. I will eventually, once I get the printer all sorted out, have a video of it shooting. It is designed to be printed out of ABS because it's meant to be solvent welded. The 2 parts are meant to be solvent welded together. It's about the only thing for it. I don't have anything for it shouldn't need to be enlarged at all. Now, depending on your printer, my printer that I use right now prints stuff out almost dimensionally accurate to how I make the designs. If you know yours shrinks stuff down by over how much, then enlarge the size of the scale or the size of the model by however much you need to make it work, or print the stock at the standard size and stop it once you get 3mm up, and then you can just test and see if it slides on a buffer tube easily or not. And if it does, then start another print with it, so that keep those same settings, so that way it'll fit. If not, enlarge the print a little bit more, and then try it again until you get it to where it'll fit just fine, and then just do those same settings for all 3 parts, and it should fit on perfectly and work as needed. One thing I will say though is that with the old model off of the BossCAD pack, is that the grip was rather fat. I don't know why it was so thick for the grip, but it just was. So this one I tried to make my own. It was only about all of 2 minutes worth of trying to make my own. It kind of turned out with a like a K grip kind of look to it. It's not vertical, but it's not as tilted back as, you know, a normal A2 grip or anything else like that. But it's a grip nonetheless. It's thinner than the old one, so you should be able to grip it easier. I just really didn't like that old grip. The other thing is that the way it's set up right now is that it's set up for left-handed people. I know that a lot of people are not left-handed shooters, and that it's a very right-handed dominant world when it comes to shooting. I will leave the normal OBJ file in the file when I put it up, so that way if you are right-handed you can go through and edit the grip part of it to make it right-handed. It is not that hard to do. You just gotta make a cutout for your finger and then flatten off the other side. But don't flatten it all the way off, because you have to leave the one little half sides for your fire selector to be able to move. It's very easy to do. It's just I want to get this video out as soon as possible, and I'll get these files up. I'm actually making this video right before I go to work, and I will hopefully, well, not hopefully, I know it'll be done and rendered before I even leave. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll have a shooting video of the new stock up eventually, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.